Here in Havana, Cuba, there are dozens of hotspots like this where people pay a little to get Wi-Fi service here in the streets.
Last year, the Cuban government began setting up Wi-Fi hotspots around the country. Before, internet access on this island was primarily limited to government officials and tourists. Even with this change, Cuba still has one of the lowest numbers of internet users in the world. There are a few smartphones. Most computers here, though, are old, and much of the software is pirated.
Soy cubana aquí. Esto es algo novedoso, pero todo el mundo lo conoce.
I am Cuban. This is still something new here, but everyone knows there is now Wi-Fi, and I think it works pretty well. Sometimes it's a little slow, and sometimes it's fine.
Pero es lo que hay.
The Cuban government's telecommunications company, Edexa, is the only internet service provider here. It sets up antennas like this one in public places. To gain online access, 17-year-old Hector Perez has come to this park.
It
helps me communicate with family members who are in the U.S. and Spain. It's nice. I can talk to them, hear them, and see them. Before, this did not exist, and it was nearly impossible to chat with family members living abroad.
The presence of internet in Cuba has sparked sales of black market access cards. This anonymous vendor buys cards for a little over $2 a piece and sells them for a little more than $3 each.
Normally, on a weekday, I can sell 15 cards, but on Sundays, I can sell 25 or 30 of them.
That puts his earnings of these illegal sales way over the top of minimum wage.
Virtually everyone we spoke to for this story is using some kind of social media to talk about the death of Fidel Castro, though most people didn't want to say exactly how they're doing that.
What is clear is that online access in this nation appears to be growing. Frank Contreras, Havana, Cuba.